one, lack of information, motivational issues, personal issue. Some people don't like the boss, for sure. So it's a personality clash. Many reasons, right?
Okay.
So what is the most important reason why people resign from the company? What do you think?
They're getting better.
Bad boss, I agree with you. Bad boss?
Boss is not so really.
Not so really. Okay, what do you think? Bad boss? Okay, show a hand. Show a hand. Of course, your boss not here is okay. Your boss not here, then you show your hand. How many of you think that people resign from the job because of bosses? Yeah. Okay. How many of you maybe give some other reasons why people resign?
Because they are
The development, not development. Environment. Okay. Environment. So there are due to somebody. But to me, I think for me personally, I resigned from the job because of bad bosses.
Boss is also the environment.
For me, it's different.
It's also part of the environment.
Yes, yes. So it can be many issues. All right. But I think that this is quite true. This is quite true. Bad bosses. So let's move on. So I want to share with you the important points only. So number one, they use a Maslow law. They call it Maslow law. Maybe some of you have come across that. Maybe So the others are the Herzberg and Vroom, and the last one is McLaren's. I have no time. And billion must have billion of dollar, all the B's. And then the bungalow. This one can motivate people. Right? The B's, the 5 B's. What about the C? What do you think this A? What about the A's now? What do you think the A should be? Think of one A.
ATM.
I love this guy, ATM. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Can I share with you ATM? No? ATM, right? The A. Okay, these are the 5 A's. Achievement. People get motivated by achievement. Achievement. Then the other one is attitude. Attitude very important. And also the affection. People go for love and all that. Affection, ambition. Right? The ambition can motivate people. Of course, with high ambition, people want to be, want to be able to be to let's say want to be a prime minister or whatever. These are ambition. People and CEO and so on. So the last one, I would say the next A is appreciation. These are the common, very common one. But if you look at all this, ultimately, this has to do with the Maslow law. Let me show you the Maslow. These are Maslow. Maslow, now if you look at it, Maslow is very comprehensive. They tell you there are 5 needs. 5 needs. What are the 5 needs? People have, number 1, physiological needs. Physiological have to do with what? Physical needs. So people must have basic air, water, food, rest, exercise. Right? These are basic. Basic, house is also basic. Then, then after that, then you move up. Then you need higher needs. The higher one will be safety. After that, you need safety needs because then you need a shelter, a good house, job security. True? Yeah. Then the retirement plan. Oh, for me, I need that one now. So the insurance also. These are all safety. Yeah. After you satisfy safety, then you move up to social. Now, social is about children, friendship, partners, girlfriend, boyfriend, social, networking, club membership, or social. Yeah, these are going up now. So higher one will be self-esteem. Self-esteem has to do with your how do you say that? Self-esteem has to do with your ego. You know ego. Ego, ego, your status symbol. Status symbol. Because you already have this, you got a nice house, you have a very safe area you stay. Maybe you stay in the Diamond Island, very safe. Then you go up, social. Then you meet with all the rich people, go to club, join the club, and all that. Then you need to have a self-esteem. It means I have to start driving BMW. I must stay in a big bungalow. And after that, I must get a title. Now in Malaysia, title very important. The title, title. The title is okay. Page 16 is about motivational capability. I want to know, some of you may want to know, can I really capable to motivate your staff? You know? So find out if you are a bit lacking, try to improve. Some of the things you can improve. Right? So do it now, 5 minutes, quick one, 5 minutes. Okay, this is for your own consumption. So I'll go back and do it if you have not finished. Then we move on. Okay? Yeah? Can I move on? Yeah? I think I need to move on. So if you've got very low capability, don't get disappointed. Because sometimes it is not within your control, not within your authority, not within your capability. So because if you do not have the power, so maybe your score can be a bit low. Because of your position and so on. But you should know where is the area or where you're weak, where you're lacking. Which area are you lacking? And that is more important. If you're lacking in certain area, ask yourself. This again, I have to do with earlier on I talked about self-awareness. Are you aware of your weakness? Are you aware of your strength? This is important. If you have high EQ people are very self-aware. They're aware of what they are capable of, right? We talked about EQ earlier on. So that is what you can improve on. Okay, let's move on now. Now I want to talk about communication. Right, communication. I've talked about briefly about leadership. Then I talk about leadership, about EQ and leadership. Now after that I talk about this motivation. And this number 3 is a communication skill. Now, communication skill, I think I mentioned this before. One of the biggest failure factors in project management is due to what? The biggest failure factor. That's right. It is poor communication. Ineffective and poor communication, for sure. Right? So that's why I want to concentrate on talk about this. Focus on this communication part of it. So what is communication? Go back to the basic. Basically it is why you want to communicate. Of course, to achieve your objective. And what you want to communicate is your information you want to send. And then who? Maybe your boss or your contractor and so on. When? Timing very important. The right timing very important. So how you communicate also very important. So this is all this have to do with the basics of communication. The whole idea of communication is trust. You must have trust. Trust is the bandwidth of communication. You know what I mean? So when people don't think in Cambodia, and then you encode into English, and then deliver the message. So there's a lot of noise, definitely a lot of noise. So the receiver, when I receive, let's say your English to me, I have to decode. Decode means I'm not used to your language, so I have to translate into my own personal mother tongue. They call it mother tongue. Then I can understand. So then I can give you the feedback. Now you see, this model can have a lot of error. Definitely, can have a lot of error. That's why communication not easy. Not easy, because of this model, you can see the communication problem. So top reasons why projects fail. These are results based on January poll of 1,007 respondents from PMI. PMI. How many of you do know what PMI? That's right, the PMI. PMI, tomorrow I talk about PMI's PMBOK. The PMBOK comes from PMI, Project Management Institute. Right? It's the largest project management association in the world. Okay, they have did a survey. This is the survey. You can see, top of the list is what? Poor communication, which is true. The rest are also quite important, but still, this poor communication, I think, contributes something like 20% in the project failure. Right? I show you the percentage. 20%. So number one reason, no or poor communication. So you need to come up with a good communication plan. This plan will tell you, number one, what project information you want to send. Right? What project information? and who should receive the information. If you send it to, let's say, your boss, maybe they want a detailed report, you know. So it depends who is the receiver. It's all explained in the communication plan. So with that, then you fail to also capture customers' communication requirements. In fact, there's a first step also. The stakeholder requirement in terms of communication requirements must be captured also. Yeah, I show you all this a bit more later. Now, 28%. This is very common research finding. 28% of projects fail due to poor communication. Very true. Why is that so? Now, if you look at this chart, now if you communicate wrongly or poor, now you notice, let's say for number one, this is what the customer explained. This is a simple project. They just want a simple swing. Alright, so the customer explained, describe. Oh, you think this is what they want. Alright, and then how the project leader understood it to be like that. How the analyst designed it like that. How the programmer wrote it like that, you know. And how the business consultant described. Business consultant must have a sofa. Sofa, you know, sofa. And then also how the project was, what they call it, documented, zero documentation. And also what operations installed. In the operation they install only a string. And how the customer was built. Oh, building very like a roller coaster building. You know, roller coaster they build. And you know, any support? Zero support. No operation and support. Finally, you know what the customer wants? Just this simple one. This is what I call a basic need. What they really want is just an old tire with a string only. Can work as a swing already. You know what I mean? So communication failure in your requirements. When you capture the requirements for your project, this thing happen a lot. Many times I see. Yeah. In the end, customer, we have not understood what customer want. So how can we be successful? Okay, I would like to share with you these 4 areas. To be successful, number 1, come up with a good communication plan. Right? Planning very important. Come up with a good plan. And number 2, then you analyze and manage your stakeholder. That means find out what stakeholder wants. Then number 3, then work out the tools to deliver the information. Then number 4, I want to talk about interpersonal communication. Right? A bit on the interpersonal communication. Okay, let's look at one by one. So come up with a communication plan. Now in the plan you have this. That means in the plan you must mention what the stakeholder wants. Some stakeholder, depending on the level, their seniority, some of them want detail, some of them don't want detail. Especially CEO. CEO, do they want detail? How many pages of the report should be? That's right. The most, in fact I say 1 page will do. 1 page, if you send a document like that, no CEO will read the first page and the last page. That's all, you know. They have no time to read the detail. So your report must be right to the point. And say your project on time or not on time. That's it. You know? That's important to the CEO. Right? That is what you do. Find out the requirement. What do they really want? From there, then move on to what information they want, reason for communication, time frame, how often, and frequency. Is it once a month, once a week? And also who is responsible for the communication. In big company, they have a communication manager. This communication manager, for example in Kuala Lumpur, you have this MRT project I was telling you, the Mass Rapid Transit, the big railway project going on in Kuala Lumpur. Now they have a very good communication manager. Even before the project start, they go and talk to the residents in the house. They want to find the feedback from them. Communication. He's responsible for communication. He wants to know. In fact, he's so good that some of the residents tell him, "I don't want MRT in my area." That means they don't want the train pass by the window. Can you imagine your MRT pass by the window? That is important for communication. Yeah. So because if you do that, if you don't think about the residents, or your project can have a lot of problems. So the plan has all this information, right? No detail, just tell you what's inside there and how do you, what are the methods you communicate, what technology you use. Is it email? Is it a website? Is it Facebook? Is it whatever? And so on. These are technology now. Do you know that in Singapore government has very good website for all their government projects. So anybody can find out who win the contract, what price, and are they doing well or not doing well. Is it important? For public project, very important to me. Alright, this is what we call this method and technology. Make full use of the technology. Your progress report in your project, can you let's say put on your some Facebook? Is it okay? As long as it is not confidential. And let people know, public project especially, this is what I call technology. So escalation process is important too. That means if I send something to you and you never decide, instead of 3 days, you take 3 weeks to decide, then you must escalate to your boss so they can decide. So this is important too. Okay, these are all of details now. Now, the communication plan looks something like this. Something like this. Is it inside? It's inside, right? You can use this form, this template. Again, I say the template. Inside the template, you can write down what is the communication requirements. It's also in the example. Is also in there, right? And then describe it. And then how often. Format. Format means what sort of format you want to use. Is it email or whatever? And then the owner, who is the owner of this information and so on. So this is a very good plan to use for your communication requirement. Now many projects do not use this, I see. But yet we all know project is 28% failure due to communication. So you need to come up with this proper plan. And then follow this plan. Alright, how do you know what people want in the requirements? So you need to analyze the requirement. That means what sort of requirement they want, especially they say the contractor what they want, what information they want, the finance people what they want, the supplier what they want, and so on and so forth. It's all must be mentioned here. Okay, now I've given you a case study inside the notes. Check the case study. The case study is at the, I think it's the attachment or whether attachment or at the back.
Yes, the communication plan is 2. This is the communication plan. So 3 is communication.
Oh, case study. Okay, this is quite a long case study. So a very good case study. Now for the time management purpose, I will not go into the case study so I will urge you to go and read them. Right? Very good case study. Usually I discuss on the case study, but because of time constraint, so it's already 4:30. So try to read this case study. Go back and read some homework. It's for your own advantage. So try to do this. And if you have any question, you can always ask me tomorrow. We still have time. So case study very important because this case study will help you to come up with your own communication plan for your project. It means I want to know what information requirement do they want. The contractors what they want, the finance people what they want, and the CEO what they want. Right? And also not only that, the report, what sort of report, What format is it? Number two, also the meetings. Meeting, how often you must have the meeting, and so on. Maybe the meeting should be first day of the month, every first day of the month meeting. So say so in your plan. You must mention all that. You know? So these are the plan for people aware of this communication. So the earlier on I showed you there are 4 success factors, right? Remember? 4 success factors. One of them come up with a plan. So do it, come up with a plan. Then later on, then the second success factor is the stakeholder analysis. Yeah. Create this is a case study, you study it. And number 2, yeah. Number 2 is analyze or manage stakeholder. This is another area you should concentrate to increase your success in your project. So stakeholder, are they important? To me, very, very important. Stakeholder is the one who can break or make your project. You can break your project, you can make your project. So therefore, get close to them, understand what they want. So if you analyze them properly, then your chances of success better. I think this is also one area where project manager is lacking. They don't really study the stakeholder. Now stakeholder, especially the sponsor, is sponsor important? The one who pay the money. So important. So the sponsor are the one, as I said, if they not happy with the project, they cancel. They can cancel it, and that is so important. So we need to get close to them to analyze them. So especially when you talk about issues, any issue, you need to put it in the logbook. Ultimately, you are supposed to manage their expectations. Expectations sometimes is different from needs and wants. You know, there are different words. Expectation means what is in their head. Some people, if you deliver a project, you hand over to them, then they come for the opening ceremony, they cut the ribbon, then they say, when the big boss comes, wow, this building looks so old. Expectation. The facade, not beautiful. You know, the expectation. This is different from the needs and wants. So to analyze the stakeholder, I would suggest to look at these 3 steps. Number 1, identify who are the stakeholder, potential one for sure. Identify who they are, the important one. Then number 2, you classify them. That means categorize them, classify according to the grid. I show you the grid. That means a table, sort of a table, a picture. And then number 3, then assess what action you want to take, reaction. Right, let's look at the grid. This grid, power interest grid. For example, okay, this is the grid. So look at this grid. Now the grid is, for example, some stakeholder. This one example only. Some stakeholder very influential. All right, and the impact very high. So what do you think you should do? That's right. Manage them closely. Manage them closely. For example, I see in Malaysia, I was telling you the KLIA airport. Who is the project director? Prime Minister. So influential, so high influential. And his impact very, very high. So if you are the project manager, make sure you manage closely, isn't it? That means you may have to talk to him almost every minute. The Prime Minister can call up and say, hey, what happened, what happened, what happened? You must tell him exactly what happened. And then you must feed him the information if he wants to know every half an hour, 1 hour. This is manage closely, very close to them. You have to especially the sponsor, right? So manage closely will be sometimes also find out that, in fact, some project, some of the communication manager I know, they always go out with the CEO. Right? Sometimes they go to a restaurant. Sometimes they go to even of course play golf. Right? Playing golf is managing closely. Playing golf important to me. Playing golf with the sponsor very important. Yeah. So the other part will be, alright, if they are not so high influence, then you keep them informed. The other one will be keep satisfied. That means if they are high influence, low impact, keep them satisfied. Just they are happy with the needs enough. Then the other one is monitor them because quite low influence and low impact. Now you can only analyze if you know the stakeholder, where they are, right? Which area they are. Right? And then you take some of this action. Now the other one I want to show you is the stakeholder register. Just now I told you, register must be listed down. All the stakeholders just list it down. Just to keep a record. Every stakeholder, important one, list it down. The role they play, the impact, the influence, the needs. Now one of your presentation, I think you talk about political change. Don't know which group. Team 1. Political change. No, this stakeholder, to me, then political change will be what? Who's the stakeholder for political change? What do you think? You put the stakeholder here. The government, the Prime Minister. Or maybe the Prime Minister involved. But what's the role of the Prime Minister in this project? What is the impact, the influence? What does he want, the Prime Minister? And then his the responsibility. This one. How you analyze it? You analyze the stakeholder in this way. So fill up the whole register with the stakeholder, the important ones. Especially, you see, this register, for big company, the communication manager, the PRO, they always keep this one at hand. Always. They know who to contact in case of trouble. And also the press people, they know who are the press people. The newspaper people, also the stakeholder. They know who to contact. Give the right information. So register, keep a list of stakeholder in the register. This one, another just to add to it, what do they want? Expectation, the stakeholder. Now to analyze the stakeholder, for example, I have this stakeholder called Jackson. He is let's say, okay, Bill. Bill is a sponsor. Sponsor is assessment is very high, right? Or impact, and your potential strategy will be keep him informed all the time. Yeah. So the other one is let's say account manager, George, account manager. His impact may not be very high, say low, but you need to send cost reports to him good enough. These are the action you need to take. This is some example only. Yeah. The other important success factor is a tool. What tool you want to use? So let me share with you some of the tools used in the project. So many tools. I do not want to go through all this detail. You can see how many reports there are. Project initiation process. These are the tools we use. Communication plan, customer requirements, feasibility study, HR plan, project charter. These are. I think you know what project charter is now. You know what these are. Now these are what you come up with the tool. These tools are very useful to manage and control your project. Yeah. So use this tool. I will not go through all the detail, but where you get all these tools, you need to develop them. Sometimes you can buy the tool also from the market, the templates and so on and so forth. Buy them in the market, yeah, or develop yourself if you have the time. Develop all these tools.
Frankie.
Yes.
During my workshop about same topics, a lot of people will ask me about Delphi method. You want to explain to them what?
Murphy,
Delphi.
Oh, Delphi, Delphi.
Explain to them.
Delphi technique, Actually, Delphi technique I'm supposed to cover just tomorrow, but anyway, I tell you now. Delphi technique is one of the what they call it, information gathering technique. How you gather information using Delphi. Delphi will be, now if I have experts, let's say I have one group of experts here, and then another group of experts, right? I form into groups. So first expert group, I ask them to deliberate on the problem solving. I want to solve, let's say, some of this problem, you can say